understand that when we are less respected, we are also less safe. And this is something that is really important because a lot of times people make it out as if there's a contradiction between our national security and our moral standing in the world. Those things aren't contradictory. When we are respected, that means we can get more allies to help us to deal with terrorism. When we're respected, that means we have allies who will help foot the bill when we have to go into a country and then engage in reconstruction. When we are respected, then they are willing to cooperate with us when it comes to our agenda. But that means we've got to listen to other countries too. And it means that we've got to live up to our own standards and ideals. Now that's why closing Guantanamo is important, because it will send a signal to the world. We believe in we practice what we preach. And when we talk about human rights, and when we talk about due process and rule of law, that's not just something that we do when it's convenient. We do it all the time. And the other thing we have to understand is that a lot of the threats that are going to be coming from us in the future are what are called asymmetrical threats. And what's meant by that is a symmetrical threat is when the Soviet Union had all those missiles pointing at us, and we had all those missiles pointing at the Soviet Union, and it was sort of a square-off. It was a traditional war situation, or a Cold War situation. But now the threats are from shadowy groups. They can't defeat our military. No, our military is never defeated on the battlefield. We haven't lost a fight in Iraq. The problem there has to do with politics, and it has to do with terrorism, and it has to do with refugees, and it has to do with failed states. And, for us to deal with those problems, we still have to go after terrorists in a military fashion. There are probably 30,000, 40,000 terrorists around the world who would gladly blow up this hall if they could. And all we can do is hunt them down, kill them, or capture them. That's all we can do. We can't negotiate with them. But there are 1.3 billion Muslims around the world, for example, who basically are just trying to live a decent life. And how they view us will make a difference in terms of, are they aligned with us in going after terrorists, or are they aligned against us? Do they believe us when we say something, or do they mistrust us when we say something? And so, that means that we should be working with them. If they, instead of having these madrassas educate their children, we should be helping them build schools. We should be sending doctors and agricultural specialists, not just our military, into these countries to help them have a better life for themselves. And that means then they'll start saying, you know what, we actually want the kind of world that America envisions, and that will make us safer over time. Okay?